You know how we always blame something else for why we're not getting ahead? Traffic, our boss, not enough time. But what if the biggest thing holding you back is actually you? Today, we're going to break down all the clever ways we get in our own way without even realizing it. So let's ask the big question right off the bat. What really stops us from succeeding? We love to think it's about not having enough talent or luck or money. But what if that's not the real story? What if the biggest hurdles are all internal? And this quote just hits the nail on the head. Personality can block it faster than lack of talent. Just think about that for a second. We all know incredibly talented people who are stuck, right? That's because raw scale is only one part of the equation. How you think, how you act, your personality, that's often the real game changer or game ender. All right, so let's dive into our first big category. We're calling this one patterns of inaction. This is all about the sneaky ways our brain tricks us into thinking that doing nothing is the safest, smartest move. First up, we've got the overthinker. Oh man, this is a classic. This is you when you spend weeks researching the perfect workout plan instead of just going for a run. You're trapped in analysis paralysis, waiting for a sign from the heavens. But the reality? Successful people just gather enough info to get started. They move, they learn, they adjust. Imperfect action beats perfect inaction every single time. And right next door to the overthinker lives the perfectionist. The trap here feels so noble, right? I just have really high standards. But really, it's often a mask for the fear of being judged. You never finish the project, so no one can ever criticize it. The truth is, you just gotta ship it. Get version 1 out there, flaws and all. That's how you learn, that's how you improve. Version 1 is supposed to be a little messy. Oof, the dream hoarder. This is the person who is in love with the idea of success. They have a dozen notebooks filled with brilliant plans. The planning feels good. It feels safe. Executing, that's risky. That's real. The people who actually get things done choose one idea, just one, and they start building. They trade the comfort of the daydream for the reality of execution. And this is a trap so many of us are in, the comfort zone prisoner. Here's the thing about the comfort zone. It's not always comfortable. It can be a job you hate or a situation that makes you miserable, but it's familiar, and the pain of the unknown feels scarier than the pain you're used to. But all the good stuff, all the growth, it happens the moment you decide to step into that discomfort. So we've covered 4 big patterns that keep us stuck, but in total, we're looking at about 10 of these common personality traps. And remember, these aren't signs of being untalented. They're just habits, and habits can be changed. Okay, on to our next section, patterns of misdirected energy. This is for all the busy people out there. You're not lazy, you're not inactive, you're just running as hard as you can in the completely wrong direction. And here's the first one, the people pleaser. You say yes to every favor, every meeting, every request. It feels nice to be helpful, but the trap is you're spending all your fuel on everyone else's journey. You've got nothing left for your own. The reality is, successful people treat their time like it's their most valuable asset. They say no calmly and without guilt, because they know every no to someone else is a yes to their own priorities. This timeline just says it all, doesn't it? The short-term thinker is addicted to the thrill of starting. New ideas, so exciting, but when the initial buzz wears off and the real work begins, they're out. On to the next shiny thing. The long-term builder plays a different game. They plant a seed, they water it, for years. It's slow, it's boring sometimes, but that consistent effort is what leads to those massive, extraordinary outcomes down the line. Ah, the comparison dweller. In the age of social media, this is a killer. You're scrolling through everyone else's perfectly curated highlight reel, their promotions, their vacations, their perfect families, and you just feel behind. But you're comparing your behind the scenes to their highlight reel. It's a rigged game. The only way to win is to stop playing. Run your own race. The only person you should compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. All right, our final category. This one goes deep. Patterns of a flawed mindset. If the other patterns were about actions, these are about the internal compass that's guiding all those actions. If the compass is broken, it doesn't matter how hard you run. The perpetual victim. This is the person who believes life is something that just happens to them. The boss is unfair, the economy is bad, it's just bad luck. The trap here is that if nothing is ever your fault, you have absolutely no power to change anything. You're just a passenger. The shift, the power,
comes from focusing only on what you can control. You can't control the traffic, but you can control when you leave. You can't control your boss, but you can control your effort and your attitude.
Which leads us perfectly to the excuse generator's greatest hits. We all know these, don't we? I'm too old to start. I am too young. Nobody will take me seriously. I'm too busy. Too broke. The list goes on. But look at that last line. That's the mic drop. Successful people have the exact same obstacles. The only difference is they see them as problems to be solved, not excuses to quit.
And finally, we have the credit thief. This person is all about I when things go well and they when things go wrong. In the short term, it might make you look good, but long term, it's poison. You destroy trust, you alienate your team, and eventually nobody wants to work with you. Real leaders, the ones who build amazing things, do the exact opposite. They push the credit onto the team and pull the blame onto themselves. That's how you build loyalty. That's how you win. So, we've laid out all these ways we trip ourselves up. It can be a little heavy, I know, but just being aware of these patterns is half the battle. Now let's talk about the other half. What do we actually do about it? Let's move from awareness to action. And here is the most important thing to remember through all of this. This isn't about being born a genius or getting some lucky break. The big secret is that success is totally available to normal, average people who are willing to build great habits. It's about systematically dismantling these self-sabotaging patterns one by one. So what's the game plan? It's actually pretty simple. 3 steps. First, identify your pattern. As you were listening, 1 or 2 of these probably screamed your name. Be honest with yourself. That's your starting point. Second, take ownership. No more blaming. Focus on your circle of control. And third, and this is the most important one, choose imperfect action. Just start. Do something. Anything. Progress is so much better than perfection. And that's really what this is all about, shining a light on those invisible scripts that are running in the background of our minds. So I'll just leave you with this one simple question to think about. After hearing